Holy schmoly, it's cold outside. I have to say, I like it. I'm underdressed for the weather. I'm wearing just like a t-shirt. And my swag farming is going so-so. Kind of running low on swag right now. But I don't really care that much. So here in front of us, we have a gangstalker. Looking over, we got Jeffrey Epstein over here. Synchronizer Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein Jr. in training. Do these lights not seem bright enough? And I'm going to get a very strange grocery list tonight. You wouldn't even believe me if I told you. Okay, I'll tell you. Yeah, fine. I'll tell you. I'm getting hash browns. I'm getting vegan steak. They're going to be in front of those areas maybe. Now, if I tell you, they're listening in real time right now. And can you imagine how crazy that sounds to someone who doesn't know that the Nazis won the war? Can you imagine someone who's like, yeah, we finally beat those Nazis. Man, it's good we put that in the past. Can you imagine someone like that listening to this? And they're like, they're listening. Who's listening to you in real time? So they're listening in real time. And so I'm telling you what I'm going to get at the grocery store, and that gives them time to do some sort of coordination to set up some kind of threat, some kind of skit at the areas where I'm going to be going. But it also gives them a chance to gaslight me, because if I say, okay, I'm telling you, here's the one headlighter, super bright car over here. Oh wait, no, it's just a super bright car. The other headlight is blocked by the view, by the pole. Okay, so if I tell you, okay, I'm going to get vegan steak, which is awesome. I'm going to get hash browns and mushrooms. I'm going to fry mushrooms and have mushrooms and hash browns. That's actually a really good combo. Plus, I already have juice at home. That's a really, really good combo. I might get chips. It'll also give them the opportunity to not place anyone there, so that when I get there, they're going to go, ha ha ha, you said there was going to be someone standing there right in front of where you're going, but there's not, so aren't you just so crazy? But I have the upper hand because I can tell you in advance what their tactics are. And so whatever way they try and play it, I've already accounted for that. And there's this guy, Frank Tefano. He got some eye surgery or something. He looks fucked up. But I'm almost sure he's being gang-stalked. I don't think he knows it, but he's going through some lawsuits, and he's my sworn enemy because he's a carnivore. He talks about, like, he has Frankie's meats, and he used to be really good looking actually, and he had some kind of surgery. He's like $400,000 in debt. I don't know much about him. It was just that I basically used to think, oh great, look at this guy who's promoting carnivore diet, and but for whatever reason or other, he's being targeted now. I kind of thought that, I know a few raw vegans who are targeted, but you know what it possibly could have been? Frank Tefano, although he has like 100,000 subscribers, although he's really into meat, he does have something in common with the raw vegans, which is we're all against vaccines. And so that could have been it. He went during the 2019 mass murder. He was very bluntly, and by the way, those people who just walked by with their dog, I had seen them just the other night. They had a really nice dog, actually. It looked a lot like my grandma's dog. And the other night I saw this same kind of weird lights. You see this like stripe light on this car, on this truck. And I made a video of that night. It was called Documenting Gang Stalking, an Evidentiary Video. And by the way, tonight I'm using a wireless microphone. Isn't that cool? I didn't feel like going through the bulk of carrying my big Shure SM11, so tonight we're wireless. And so Frank Tufano, he was just blasting them. He's like, you know, they're taking people into the portable gas chambers. I can't really remember. I might be kind of inserting my own understanding here. They're basically intubating people to death. They're turning up the radiation of the 5G, and they're intubating people to death. And he was just very bluntly and openly saying that on YouTube. And I admired him for that a lot, because I, at that time, didn't have the guts to say that. You know? Shame on me, actually, for not having the guts to have said that. You know, what the fuck was I thinking? It was still too unbelievable, you know? Part of me couldn't believe it. Part of me was thinking, what I know isn't... I can't believe... What I know, I can't believe it. I can't even say it out loud. So here's some fucking... gangstalker. Gangstalker is too light a word for them. You know, they should be called something else. Look at the gait of a gangstalker. Look at the gay tattoos. I heard this other TI. He's like, these people are told what to wear, when to get up. They're totally submissive. Do you think they're not gay? Do you think they're not all gay? Like, do you think when their handler tells them to fuck some guy that they're not gonna do it? Like, are you joking? Do you think someone who rubs their face on command isn't going to do absolutely anything? Like, does that kind of person have a line? Is there a line that kind of person won't cross? Like, if you think of all the things the gangstalkers do. Now, that's just hypothesis, you know. I don't really know. But anyway, so here is where our stake is. This would be first gangstalker. You can see this would be the second gangstalker. And then we gotta go get some hash browns. Oh, sorry, almost ran into you there. Oops. Oh, oopsie doopsies. 627. Now we want McCain's. The thing is, well, that's kind of expensive, isn't it? You'd think they'd have a smaller... I could get fries. Save some money. But I do want hash browns. That's the other thing. I do want hash browns. And you know what? Should I just be a spendaholic and get some fucking dumplings? Because you know dumplings are my favorite food. You know dumplings are too expensive that I can't afford them, but they're my favorite food. And then we need mushrooms. And do we need chippies? Yep. I just got $60. My grandma got me a shaving kit from Costco. You know, like a Gillette razor with a bunch of spare blades. And she said, you know, are you going to use this? And I said, I don't think so. I never shave my face. She said, okay, I'll take it back. And this is for Christmas. And you know how Costco is with returning things. You don't need a receipt. You can return something at Costco fucking 2 years later with no receipt. And they'll just be like, yep, sure, that's fine. And so I thought she had forgotten about it, actually. And then just recently, today, she comes over with $60. And remember, I have this new suspension seat post that I want to buy at the beginning of the month that I don't have enough money for. Because if I buy it, I'm going to have $150 remaining for the entire month to spend on food. And that's not really enough. 227. So basically we want the creminis. Whether or not they're organic is irrelevant. And so now with this extra $60, I have... Oh, look at that, watermelons. But those are not good. Those are not picked when they're ripe. Anytime a watermelon is from out of the country, it's not picked when it's ripe, and it's not worth getting. And I once bought 8 watermelons at the market, and I got home after the salesman told me that they were all locally organic, or no, sorry, not organic, but locally grown. I don't care about organic or not, but I do care about locally grown, just because it means it's picked when it's ripe, so it's a different acidity, and it matters a lot, actually. If you try to eat nothing but fruit, you'll have a very difficult time unless the fruit is picked when it's ripe. So I'm probably just going to go here, and so I bought 8 of these watermelons, and then I got home and I saw the sticker on from USA. I should have been able to tell the difference. I kind of could, but the sticker confirmed it. I kind of needed the sticker to really keep my morale in arguing to get the refund. And I had to take them from with a wagon. Hello. I had to take them with a wagon. Thank you. So I had to take them from 8:45, 7. Did I get the right change here? Not sure I did. I think I got the right change. 8:45. Yeah, I did. So I had to carry these watermelons with a wagon to the car, and it was like a big deal. Like, imagine carrying 8 big watermelons, and then I return them. I'm saying these are not actually growing locally, and the guy gets his dad, and his dad's like, yeah, how do you know? I was like, because there's a USA sticker, and kind of implying that I'm like a Karen, basically. And I'm like, that's not it. Like, if you try to eat 2,000 calories a day, or like 1,000, you only need about like 1,000 or more with fruit. Once your digestion system is clean, that's one of the reasons why you can't eat fruit. There's 2 main reasons. The first reason is because the fruit is not picked when it's ripe, and so the acidity is too high, the sugar is too low, and to eat the volume that you need to get enough calories that you need, you have to eat too much fruit that you actually can't even eat that much. And the second reason is because even if it is picked when it's ripe, you have undigested food in your guts and interstitially between your cells, which comes from eating cooked food. So because you have malabsorption, you can't really get enough calories, nutrients, from the fruit. So therefore, you need nutrient-dense food. You need to eat tree bark, basically. And so he's like, yeah, how do you know, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, are you going to refund me or not? And he's like, yeah, fine. And it was just so sleazy. I wondered in hindsight if they were gangstalkers. Now, I had the camera down for the privacy of the cashier. But if you heard she said sorry, what she did before she said sorry was she rubbed her nose excessively. Isn't that a bit weird? And you know who used to do these hand signals? According to a picture I saw on the internet, the KKK. I saw a picture of, and it was posted by a targeted individual, and they said this is where some of the origins of this are, that there's this picture of all these people in the KKK, and they're all touching their faces. Like a good percentage of them. Enough that it's like more than half of them. Like there's like 10 KKK members, and they're all putting their hands up to their face. And if you think about it, there's a similarity between wearing a bed sheet to hide your face and making a hate crime symbol that is plausibly deniable. It's kind of like if a KKK member had to make a hand sign, a gang sign, their sign would be something that they could say, well, that's not what I did. Like, that's totally consistent with their ethos. With their ethos. That's a new word for me. I feel pretty suave. Ethos. I was thinking of getting some weed tonight, baking it. I hear some people at the bridge. You'll notice there's always someone coinciding at the bridge. I have tons of footage. You know, I take the camera out all the time. I don't always post the videos. Here's someone walking across the bridge in all black, all reverse swagged out, anti-swagged. And I could make a serious case, if anyone would listen, which they won't, but I can make a serious case that whenever I go across the bridge, there's someone there. I'm very happy with tonight's groceries. And there's a guy walking towards the cemetery. He could be at the bus stop waiting. Yeah, he's waiting at the bus stop. Well, here's someone walking. They could be walking towards the cemetery and just running a little bit late. They're all dressed in black. They had their phone out. So tonight's groceries are fucking awesome. Should probably back in. What's the point of having a light microphone if you're not gonna pivot your head around? Well, I hope you like the quality of this audio. In my previous video, I didn't even plug my microphone in, so it was actually the audio of the GoPro.